Born in Buenos Aires, Argentina in 1936, Cardinal Jorge Mario Bergoglio became Pope Francis I on March 13, 2013. When named the Pope of the Roman Catholic Church, he was 76 years old. The first Pope from the Americas chose his papal name in honor of Saint Francis of Assisi of Italy, a Christ-like man known for his simplicity and love of the poor and his desire to reform the Church. One of 5 children, Bergoglio's family was middle class, his parents Italian immigrants.
Francis's upbringing was a simple one, the son of a railway worker and one of 5 children. And as a teenager, he suffered a major health crisis, having one of his lungs removed after a serious infection. He would become a chemist by trade turned Jesuit priest. In his ministry, he's known primarily for his work with Argentina's poor. He also passed on residing in the Archbishop's ornate palace, choosing instead to live in a small apartment outside Buenos Aires and cooking his own meals, while regularly riding the bus or his bicycle instead of the limousine at his disposal. He is the first Jesuit pope and the first pope from Latin America, home to nearly 40% of the world's Catholics.
And I was only 17 years old. It was Students' Day. That is the first day of spring for us. For you it's autumn, but for us it's spring. Before going to the festival, I stopped by the church of my local parish church, which was St. Joseph de Flores. And there I found a priest that I had never seen before. I didn't know him, but he seemed to be waiting for me. And I asked him if I could confess myself. This for me was an experience of an encounter. I found someone waiting for me. I don't know exactly what happened. I don't know why it was that priest there, or why I heard this voice within me. But the truth is that someone was waiting for me, and he had been waiting for me for some time. And after the sacrament of reconciliation, I knew that something had changed in me, and I just wasn't the same.
Following his high school graduation, Bergoglio enrolled at the University of Buenos Aires, where he received a master's degree in chemistry. After graduating from college, he entered the seminary of Villa Devoto, and in 1958 he entered the Society of Jesus, the Jesuits. Later he studied at the Philosophical and Theological Faculty of San Miguel, where he earned an advanced degree in philosophy. In the following years, he traveled to Freiburg, Germany, where he received a doctorate in sacred theology. Throughout his academic career, Bergoglio taught chemistry, literature, psychology, philosophy, and theology. Jorge Bergoglio was ordained to the priesthood in 1969, and only 4 years later was appointed the Jesuit provincial for all of Argentina. A few years later, he returned to his alma mater in San Miguel, where he taught theology and served as rector for 7 years. In 1992, Bergoglio was appointed auxiliary bishop of Buenos Aires, and 6 years later he became archbishop there. 3 years later, Pope John Paul II gave Archbishop Bergoglio the red hat, that is, he became a cardinal. He served as president of the Bishops' Conference in Argentina for 6 years. As bishop, Bergoglio often rode the bus to work, lived in a small apartment instead of the stately mansion he could have inhabited, cooked his own meals, and regularly visited and spent much time in the slums that ring Argentina's capital. He has always considered social outreach, not doctrinal purity, to be the essential concern of the Church.
Here are a few key points that so far have defined his style. Closeness. Pope Francis tries to be close to all the pilgrims who flock to Rome. During Mass and audiences, he spends a great deal of time with them, greeting them and blessing them. Freedom.
Quando io vado a confessare, ma ancora non posso perché per uscire a confessare di qui non si può uscire, no? È un altro problema.
Church.
E quando troviamo apostoli che vogliono fare una chiesa ricca e una chiesa senza la gratuità della lode, la chiesa invecchia, la chiesa diventa una ONG, la chiesa non ha vita.
Continuity.
Tanto durante il suo pontificato.
Grazie, che
Ci ha dato tanta
Grazie.
Outskirts.
E quello è un pericolo, ma ci curiamo nella parrocchia, con gli amici, nel movimento, e con quelli che pensiamo lo stesso, ma sai cosa succede? Quando la Chiesa diventa chiusa, si ammala.
Since the start of his pontificate, Pope Francis has shown a stark inclination to help those in need. He shows a deep interest for the poor, the sick, children, and the disadvantaged. And he calls on all Christians to actively engage in helping those who live in the outskirts of society. Reforms.
Ah, come vorrei una chiesa povera e per i poveri.
Teaches us another way. Go out. Go out and share your testimony. Go out and interact with your brothers and sisters. Go out and share. Go out and ask. Become the Word in body as well as in spirit.